It's DJ Mercy, and you're watching In the Spotlight with Kim Ford. Stay tuned.
Our next guest is Dr. Alduan Tartt. He's a psychologist, minister, and author, and he's an all-around great guy. Welcome to In the Spotlight with Kim Ford.
Hey, I'm excited about it.
I'm so happy to have you here.
No,
Dr.
I'm
Tartt.
happier. I'm happier because we go way back.
Way back.
We go way back.
I'm gonna call you Dr. Tartt today.
Okay,
that's
it's
who you
all
are,
good.
Dr. Tartt. He ain't just Alduan today. He's Dr. Tartt today. So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So first of all, let's talk about where you're from, where you went to school, and why did you choose psychology as a career?
Okay, I am a native of Atlanta, so I claim and I represent Atlanta to the fullest.
Okay,
all right. However, the Falcons have broken my heart to the core. So I need therapy for that myself.
Right.
And so I stay here. I went to Morehouse College undergrad and then the University of Michigan graduate school, and then I trained out in Los Angeles. So that's the media ties, working with gang violence when I first came out of school.
Oh,
so.
wow. And why did you choose psychology? Why was that something you wanted to do?
Psychology chose me.
Okay.
I was the kind of kid in high school that when I walked by someone, I said, "Man, you good?" And they say I'm good, and I could tell they weren't. I couldn't let it go. And when I would double back, I was like, "Man, you don't look good. Is everything straight?" And people will open up to me. Right. And I was also an underground matchmaker. So if I've heard that you like someone, and I would just go and say, "Man, is there any girl in the school that you could talk to?" And your name came up. I felt the need to make that connect.
Right.
So God put that in my spirit, and I didn't know it was a thing until we had a psychologist come in on career day and talk about what he did.
Wow.
You know, and I was like, "You do what?"
Right.
You get paid to give people advice. I do that right now all the time. And everybody's like, "Yeah, he does."
Okay.
I had A's in conduct, Kim, and then I had N's. I mean, I had A's in my grades, and then a couple N's in conduct, and it was like, talks too much.
Okay.
And so now I tell those same teachers, I was trying to do psychology, you trying to shut me down.
Right, they was hating on you.
Yeah, and so I saw that people are in pain, and they're just not enough people that actually pay attention to heal others. So I know that God created me to be a healer. It was something he put in me. And that's how psychology found me.
Right. I absolutely love it. And now you're more than just a psychologist with a practice. CNN calls you, all these major networks call you to give their advice. What do you think it takes, you know, especially with mental health being a huge issue, for someone that's watching that may, you know, want to choose psychology as that career? What kind of skill set would be right for that type of person?
Oh, you have to have a heart for it. You have to have a heart for it, and then you have to study to know what you're doing. All right. And so when you have a passion, when you're reading and you're doing research and you have an experience with couples and clients, it makes it alive. And when you see you can change someone, when someone comes into your office, and this just happened yesterday, saying they wanted to kill themselves.
Yeah.
And then they leave out saying, "You know what, I want to live. Not only do I want to live more abundantly," because you're able to help them see that they're not their abuse. You're not the rape. You're not a rebellious child because your parents had a lot going on. They didn't give you the time of day. They didn't focus on you. They weren't present. And you acted out to get that attention, and they labeled you. No, none of that's true.
Right.
None of that's true. And so to be able to have the power to help and heal people, and then see them improve their marriages, be present with their kids, or if it's a kid that goes from being shy to being classroom president.
Whoa.
I mean, that right there, that's gold. That's gold, and that's why I'm addicted to it.
Right. I love it. I love it. So you're also a minister. You're a believer. So what do you say to those, you know, well, I think I'll just pray about it and that's it. You know, prayer is good. We know that. But explain the importance of going to see somebody and have a talk with them.
Yeah. What did Jesus do? He counseled people. He talked to people. And so you said it, I'll just pray about it instead of praying faith and works. And so in the church, we lie. We'll say, especially in grief, well, the Lord won't put more on you than you can bear. Yes, he will. Yes, he will. His own son, Jesus, agonized in the Garden of Gethsemane. He was like, "You serious?" And then his friends were sleeping, you know? And so depression is real. It's throughout the Bible.
Yes.
You know, Jeremiah was the weeping prophet. You know, Paul, Peter, there was Esther had anxiety about talking to the king. And so when we look at it, that's why I went into ministry. I've been a psychologist for 20 years, been in ministry for 3, because I saw an open door in the church. People want to get well. They want to talk. They want to relate, but they do not want to be judged. They do not want to be labeled. They just want to relate and be able to live instead of living beneath their potential. And so that's why I do so much in the church, from improving marriages, because Kim, you know, the divorce rate is 50% in the church.
Wow.
That rivals the world.
Yeah.
So that means being a believer doesn't help you be a better husband or wife.
No.
It doesn't help you be a better parent. That is a myth.
Right.
You need skills.
Yes.
And you need to deal with your stuff and get together with your partner and deal with his or her stuff so that y'all can have a better life.
Wow.
And so I love serving God and being the works part of the faith, you know, for so many couples and kids.
I love it. So we're going to get even more into the whole person of parenting, co-parenting, being there right after the break. We'll be right back with more In the Spotlight.
Hey, it's Terrell Whitley, CEO and filmmaker, and you're watching In the Spotlight with Kim Ford.
And we're back with Dr. Alduan Tartt. So let's take me to your office.
Okay.
If someone comes in your office now, whether it's a couple, married couple, man or woman, what's some of the complaints that they have and what's some of the advice that you give?
All right. Well, one myth is that men don't come to counseling. I see a lot of men. Men will come in, usually they have been threatened by their wife, their mom has expressed concern, or they've had some exposure to mental health as a child or talking to a friend, and they come right in and they put this stuff on the table. All right, so they'll come in, a session with a man will be like, I am afraid I'm gonna lose my marriage. I have a problem with fidelity. I don't know how to be faithful. I've never been faithful.
Wow.
I do not want to lose my wife and kids, but I'd be lying if I didn't tell you I was tempted to the max today.
Right.
Help me.
Right.
Help me.
Yeah. So what would you say? Help them. Help the people.
Well, one, you start talking about, well, how many men do you have in your life that can speak life to you? Most men silo. We try to figure out things on their own. And then you talk about self-discipline. And for most men, boredom and idle time is the devil's workshop. How much time do you have on your hands? And what you find is that a lot of men mess up in infidelity when they have too much time. All right, and so the biggest kind of risk factor for infidelity, surprisingly, is opportunity. It's not willpower. It's not the fact that the guy's a sex addict. It's the fact that he has too much opportunity and not enough structure and discipline in his day, and he never addressed it beforehand. He got into a committed relationship. He started dating. He married, and he thought it would just go away.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I do, and all this stuff's gonna go away.
Yeah.
Then they realize that unresolved baggage of not feeling appreciated, not feeling loved, being rejected too many times by their spouse, not measuring up to a spouse that's doing her thing. All these areas are cascading, and they don't know how to fix it because they've never talked it out, and they don't have a support network.
Wow. That's huge. So if you're having that issue, go see Dr. Tartt. So another
Or
one.
any mental health
Or
professional.
any mental health.
The reason I say that is
professional.
because people think that we're not busy. The people that have been in therapy, they value it. They don't want to lose their families. They don't want to lose their jobs. They don't want to lose their life. Most psychologists I know are booked and have a waiting list. It is
Really?
a myth that people don't come in. Yes, they do.
Wow.
Yes, they do. And I was training in Atlanta and LA, and it's two different vibes. In LA, everyone has a therapist, all right? And Atlanta is new. But when you call a psychologist, watch, it's going to be a wait list.
Whoa.
It's going to be a wait list because people are tired of hurting.
Yeah.
And they just want to be able to trust the process.
Right.
They want to trust that someone's not going to judge them, that someone's not going to say that they're crazy. What I say is that you have a crazy life. Your life is crazy. And what we know is that 1 in 3 people have had an adverse experience, whether that's childhood, whether it's an adult. We're talking about rape. We're talking about being molested, their parents getting divorced, being bullied, depression, anxiety. 1 in 3. And we're talking about just everyday stress. That's almost everyone needs to come and unload versus carrying that around by yourself. That's unfair and it's cruel to your well-being.
What about maybe a dad that comes in that may have issues with his daughter?
Oh, that happens all the time. It typically starts with me seeing the daughter and the mom, all right, and the dad is not there. So maybe there's been a divorce, a separation, or the dad's just not present. And I call the man to come in and say, I need your help. I need your help. You have to speak to his ego. I need your help in helping your daughter feel like she's loved. She believes because you don't come around that you don't love her. All right? Oh, that's not true. I'm struggling. I don't want her to see me struggling, or I feel like I'm no good, or I'm not good for the family. Or let me get myself right because she's going to ask me for money, and I don't have any money, and I want to preserve that. And I say, listen, I get that. As a man, I totally get it. When we feel inadequate, we're absent. But your daughter is thinking that you don't care about her. And you telling your daughter to call you if she needs something tells her to chase men. They don't think of you. A father never thinks of you. He's not going to call you and ask you how's school today. He's not going to come by and talk to your teachers. He's never going to take you out to eat for nothing. There's no reason. I was just thinking of you.
Wow.
And a lot of men have been raised where their fathers weren't there, so how would they know? And when I say, brother, you have the chance to be a game changer. If you can just put it in your phone 3 days a week just to check on your son or daughter, just say, I'm thinking about you. I don't have a reason for popping by to school. I just wanted to bring you some Chick-fil-A. I was just thinking about you. I didn't want anything. Then you build up their self-esteem. And when men hear that, I can tell you 75 to 85% of those men get engaged in their children's life, even if they don't have a good relationship with the mom.
Right. Wow. Dr. Tartt, bringing the wisdom.
Hey, I love to empower people, and
This
that's
is what you
why
do.
I'm here as an advocate for psychology and anyone in mental health, because we bring a lot to the table. Our story and what we do is just behind closed doors so much. People don't see the awesome things that's going on.
Right. This time is going to go by so fast, so I have to get this in. You and your lovely wife, who's also my friend, Ms. Mecca. Hey, Mecca. You know, let them know, you know, your Instagram is beautiful, her Instagram is beautiful, and it's obvious you have genuine love and appreciation and respect for each other. You know, I know it's not just the gram, but, you know, I'm happy that you put it out there for others to see that it's possible. So let them know, one, how did you meet her?
Okay.
Because I know, you know, how did you know that she was the one?
All right. Well, I met my wife on Craigslist. I was looking for a comforter, and she. No, I'm
Stop
lying.
it! I'm like, wait a minute, that ain't the.
I'm lying.
Okay.
I'm lying. All right. I prayed
Okay.
for her.
Okay.
I told God, I said, I don't need your help to find a wife. I'm good.
All right.
Listen, I'm good. And he humbled me. He said, you can look, but I'm going to bring her into your life. All right. And so I went through a period where I realized I can meet a lot of beautiful women with phenomenal personality, but it's not my wife. I don't have control over that. So God had to humble me. And so Mecca and I met on Facebook. She hit me up to do this matchmaking event because we were underground matchmakers.
Okay.
I know a lot of women. Being a psychologist, dealing with parents, seeing predominantly women and being in that world, my colleagues and women, I said, I know phenomenal women, I just need to hook them up with men. Well, Mecca being in sales, knew a lot of men, a lot of doctors, a lot of nurses, a lot of physicians, you know, a lot of sales reps. And so we got together to talk about this event at dinner. And I said, she said, who you gonna hook me up with? I said, you good, girl, you good, you good. She kept saying, who you gonna hook me up? I said, you're good. And we've been dating ever since.
Oh my gosh.
And so God connected us with the spirit of matchmaking, and now we are together. You know?
Right. And I love you guys' love stories, but you're also co-parenting.
Right.
So let's talk about what it takes to have healthy co-parenting skills.
All right, so we have a 12-year-old and a 2-year-old. You know, Trinity is our 2-year-old, and then Raquel is our 12-year-old. And so what we do is I sit down and I plan with her mom and her stepdad every month. Hey, what do we have going on? What are we doing? Let's rock and roll on this. I still get managed by Raquel's mom on certain things that I will forget as a dad. That way we're able to coordinate at the school, because we sat down and said, you know what, because we didn't work out, you know, that should never affect our daughter, all right? And so she has no idea that we've ever been in conflict. She has no awareness of that. She has no memory of that. She never saw it.
Wow.
And so what we do is we co-parent. And so we sit down and we still do dinners where it's her mother, her husband, who actually went to Morehouse, homie of mine. I'm just being honest.
Okay.
All right. And then my wife. And we sit down, we have a good time. We celebrate birthdays. We celebrate, we go to her volleyball games. We're there deep.
Wow.
I tell people, I say, I'm her husband. I was her husband. And I'm her husband. All right.
Oh, I love it.
And so that's where God, you know, put it on me to help couples. I realize is that you can be a psychologist, you can be a minister, but if you don't understand how to fight and you don't have the tools to make marriage work, it's gonna fall apart. You see what I'm saying? And so Mecca and I don't have this illusion that our marriage is gonna work unless we put everything into it. So we go to retreats, we have therapists, we have mentor couples. You know, so everything that we do to build up other couples, we also do to build up ourselves to keep our family together, because blended family is hard.
Yes. Well, I don't know yet, but I plan to know one day.
Hey, people watching this, they're raising their hands right now. Because you can't
Right.
control their feelings and their agendas, and it's just great when you can sit down and have a candid conversation and keep your child first and everything else is second.
Right. So let them know about lastly, let them know about your course that you have.
Oh man, it's called the Fix My Marriage System. It is specifically for those couples where the man says, I don't want someone in my business. I don't need a man telling me how to be married. I get that as a man. I'm laughing because I would say the same thing.
Okay.
Because we're territorial, all right, and we don't want to admit that we fail. And so it's a system online that couples can go on and do the exercises as if they were in the actual office.
Wow.
And so I put them through the interventions about how to communicate, how to resolve conflict, how to build life dreams together, how to get out of the negative box, how to recover from infidelity. You know, it happens. Most couples that have infidelity, believe it or not, do not break up. They do not divorce. They put it on the table, they look at the source, they make changes, and it doesn't happen again.
Wow.
So if they want that, they can just text Tartt to 22828, and I can send them information about that in their inbox, because I want marriages to thrive because it's hard, and I want to give them the tools.
Right, right. And you are, ladies and gentlemen, this is why CNN and all nationally syndicated shows call Dr. Tartt. So let them know how to find you on social media.
You can find me on all social media at Dr. Tartt. That's DrTartt. And on Facebook it's Dr. Alduan Tartt with the doctor abbreviated. And I push out videos that help people. All right. Why struggle with depression when I can help you?
Yeah.
Why try to figure out how to resolve conflict when I can show you? I can do a video.
Right.
And I'm just excited about it that God has opened up that territory for a Christian psychologist.
Yes.
To just be on fire to combine healing the body, mind, soul, and spirit for everyone. So I'm excited.
I love it. Give my best to Mecca.
I will. I
and
shall.
Miss Trinity, the whole family.
Hey, you know, taking care of ladies is a full-time job. I love them, and they keep me sharp.
Thank you. We'll be right back with more in the Spotlight.